are here for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever we upload another video, you are notified. Today we'll be talking about Safaricom in Ethiopia. We are going to explore Safaricom's bold entry into Ethiopia's telecom market, how it all started, the challenges it has faced over the years, and the lesson it offers to investors who are eyeing new frontier markets in Africa, especially Ethiopia. It will examine Ethiopia's transition from a closed economy to a liberalized one, the competition with Ethio Telecom, and the balance between risk and reward. Ultimately, we'll ask, did Safaricom enter too early or just in time to shape the future of Ethiopia's digital economy? When Safaricom entered Ethiopia, it was not just launching a new phone network. It was walking into one of Africa's toughest and most promising markets. Ethiopia had been a closed economy for decades, with the government tightly controlling major sectors, including telecommunications. For years, only Ethio Telecom, the state-owned operator, was allowed to provide mobile services. That changed in 2020 and 2021 when when Ethiopia decided to open up and invite private investors. It was a historic shift, and Safaricom was the first to take the leap. Why Ethiopia was a big deal? Ethiopia is Africa's second most populous country. It is home to over 110 million people. It is second to Nigeria, most of these people, the 110 million people, they were underserved in mobile services and mobile money. So, when the government offered a new telecom license in 2021, this attracted huge interest. Safaricom, together with partners such as Vodafone, Vodacom, Sumitomo Corporation of Japan, and British International Investment BII, formed a consortium and won the license. They paid around $850 million, which is equivalent to 130 billion Kenya shillings. That was a record amount, and it also promised billions more in terms of infrastructure investment. The license was issued in July 2021, marking Ethiopia's first step toward ending its telecom monopoly. It also made Safaricom the first foreign-owned telecom operator in Ethiopia. Let's now look at the fast growth and heavy spending that this brought. By early 2025, Safaricom Ethiopia had reached about 8.8 million active customers, built over 3,100 cell towers, and rolled out its popular M-Pesa mobile money service. M-Pesa for short means mobile money. It is a service that lets people send, receive, and save money using their phones without needing a bank account. The company annual revenue reached roughly 7.2 billion Ethiopian birr, around 130 million US dollars. This is a strong sign that people were quickly adopting to its services. But growth came at a cost. Safaricom had to spend heavily to build its network from scratch, buying equipment, setting up towers, training staff, meeting tough coverage requirements, among others. As a result, the company's Ethiopia business is still not profitable, though its losses have narrowed compared to 2023 and 2024. This is normal for a new telecom entrant. Building a national network takes time and money before profits start to appear. Let's now look at the economic headwinds. Ethiopia is not an easy place to do business. After opening up its economy, the country introduced market-based exchange rate, which means the value of its currency, the Ethiopian birr, now fluctuates more freely. When birr loses value, it becomes more expensive for Safaricom to import equipment or repay loans that are in US dollars, and that hurts profit. On the top of that, Ethiopia's infrastructure such as electricity and transport are still developing. So securing construction permits, getting power for towers, negotiating interconnection with Ethiopia Telecom, all these took longer than expected. One question that we ask ourselves is, was Safaricom too early to enter into Ethiopian market? Some critics say Safaricom may have entered Ethiopia too soon, before the economy and regulations had stabilized, but that depends on how you look at it. The advantages of entering early include: 1. Safaricom gained the first mover advantage. It was the first private telecom operator in a huge market. Secondly, it quickly built brand recognition and captured millions of customers before competitors arrived. 3. It positioned itself for future growth in mobile money, data, as well as digital services. On the downside, Safaricom entered during a currency instability, high inflation, as well as regulatory uncertainty. And secondly, it took on a huge costs upfront, meaning it will take years to recover in its investment. So while the timing hurt financially in the short term, it might still pay off strategically in the long run. If Safaricom can turn users into loyal paying customers, that will happen. What can others learn from this? Safaricom's journey in Ethiopia offers important lessons for companies looking to enter new African markets, especially Ethiopia's. 1. Expect currency shock. When the country's currency weakens, imported goods become expensive. Companies should plan for exchange rate risk and look for ways to cushion against them. 2. Invest in phases. Start small, grow steadily, and find quick ways to make money. For example, focusing on high spending customers or businesses. 3. Work closely with regulators. In new markets, clear communication with government agencies and incumbent helps avoid costly delays. And 4th, be patient. Building a new telecom network is a long-term game. Investors must be ready for several years of losses before profits appear. And 5th, have strong local partners. Partnerships can help navigate local laws, politics, as well as infrastructure challenges, like what Safaricom has done. Now let's look at the competition. Ethiopia Telecom, the long-standing state operator, remains a strong competitor. It still has most of the market share and deep ties across the country. The government also plans to sell a minority stake in Ethiopia Telecom and possibly issue another license to another entity, which could bring a third operator into the market. That means competition will only intensify. For Safaricom, the challenge now is to move beyond just signing up customers. It must find ways to earn more revenue per user, especially through its data services and M-Pesa. So far, Safaricom entry in Ethiopia has been bold, bumpy, and you can see unfinished. It has gained millions of users, invested billions, and started building a digital financial inclusion, but it's still losing money in terms of making losses. That's not necessarily a failure. You cannot say that is failure. It's part of a long-term bet. Ethiopian market potential is huge. If the company manages to stabilize its cost, grow M-Pesa, and ride out the currency turbulence, it could turn Ethiopia into its biggest story outside Kenya. But it's also a warning. Big markets do not always mean quick profits. In frontier economies, patience, partnership, and prudent financial planning matter as much as innovation. So in summary, we can say that Safaricom move into Ethiopia is a story of vision meeting volatility. It shows how opportunities, risks coexist in emerging markets, and how being the first can be both a blessing as well as a curse or a burden. The company may not be celebrating profits yet, but it has already achieved something historic. It is opening up one of the African last telecom frontiers and giving over 8 million Ethiopians new digital connections to the world. So let's hear your thoughts about this. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that when we upload a new video, you are notified. You can also like it and share. Thank you.